Okay, for reference, there's the parking lot to go up to Mouse's Tank. I'm in the Valley of Fire. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to locate some dinosaur tracks. Okay, they're on the other side of the road. That's where I am. And I want to show the basic sand dunes type sandstone. Okay, now that's what it looks like. Okay, but down in the bottoms, the troughs of the sand dunes were oases and areas that collected water and had plants, and that's where the dinosaurs were. Okay, so this is what that material looks like. See the fine layers. See, they're different. And so that's the layers in the oasis type areas, which that's what this is. Right where I'm standing, it's documented that's what it is. So the dinosaur tracks I'm looking for, I know they're here. So there you go. There's what the layers look like. If you're in among Aztec sandstone and you're in a water area like what was an oasis, that's what it's going to look like. Okay, where are they? Okay, I'll have to stop recording and then make it sound like I found them. I'm just showing some more what the layers look like of the oasis salt flats, whatever you want to call it. See below you got some sand, but you could tell it was waterlogged, water affected, just like the stuff just above it. So you can tell this stuff was, you know, you were going up the slope of a sand dune, but you could tell it was water affected and not bone dry sand blown in the wind. And then when you get up higher, well then you can tell it's, you know, dry sand. I still haven't found the tracks. Okay, I'm in 200 or 300 yards from the highway, and I'm gonna have to give up because there's a lot of material, and it turns out, you know, and I don't really know exactly where the prints are. You know, the thing is, how did the geologists know they're there? They know because they were told. They were spotted and then pointed out to fellow geologists, but they won't tell the public. Even at the visitor center, they're not allowed to say anything. But anyway, I want to show again the material, the oasis down in the troughs, the bottoms of the sand dune area. This is what it looks like. So if you come here, or if you see this type of material in your hikes, and you're among our sandstone like that, well, everything can't be the top of a sand dune. There must be some troughs that had water and stuff in them. Well, there was, and this is what it looks like. And so when you see it, you know there could be tracks, there could be fossils. Okay, but let me ask you this. Suppose today you're out walking around and you see dog tracks. Okay, now what are the odds that you're gonna walk around and you're gonna find a dead dog and a skeleton. It's not impossible. So if tracks are here, somewhere in there there's teeth, whatever, but for there to be a track, and let's say that dinosaur lives 30 years, what are the odds? Okay, he leaves a track, and then he falls over, dies, gets fossilized, you find him. You know, how often hiking do you find a skeleton of a bear? You know, so yes, they're in there. That doesn't mean you're going to find them. These layers, by the way, these dinosaurs would be 100 million years older than T-Rex. Okay, I want to show the area for reference. I did not find the tracks. Mouse's tank is right behind my back. Okay, now that's the area right there that they show in the PDF. And I went up a good quarter of a mile and I looked hard. I didn't find them. And there's the parking right there. Oh, 200 feet. Okay, I'm just starting out. I'm hiking in and among the Cretaceous in Valley of Fire. I'm about, I just started, so I'm not even a quarter of a mile north of Silica Dome. Anyway, on this hike, I intend to show more. The Cretaceous here is Willow Tank Formation. Okay, on this hike, I intend to show more gravels and stuff to get across that it's Willow Tank Formation is over the bank flooding of sand and gravel, and also mud flats, you know, where silty water settled. But it's all flood, all of it, 100% of it. So even though you may not see it in the videos if it's in the distance, you can tell it when you go up to inspect it. Yeah, see the gravels and rocks. And so all of this material, it flooded down towards this way from the overthrust that was, it was up there. We're right on the edge of it. And so it was flooding down into what's called the Foreland Basin, filling up this basin. And so everything, Willow Tank Formation in the Cretaceous here in Valley of Fire, 100% of it is flood deposits. That it washed down on top of the sandstone, the Navajo Jurassic sandstone that was wind-blown sand dunes. But that was long before. That was like 100 million years before. So, and you can tell it when you're here hiking around. If you look, you can tell. You know, you can clearly see that is not sand dunes. Okay. Okay, am I looking for dinosaur fossils as I walk along? I really am not. I mean, if something jumped out at me, well, sure I would be, but that's not why I'm here. Not all places fossilize stuff well. That only certain places, there has to have been something like the side of a hill collapsed and buried some dinosaurs, or a huge volcanic eruption. Even then, they have to be covered up right away and fossilized under good conditions. Well, all places don't do that. And this is one. This is one place the material didn't fossilize well. They did find some fossils. The Tyrannosaurus teeth stuff like that. But that was by sifting and using water. And that was all they found, was shards and scales of fish, turtle shells, and fragments of teeth. So that's it. There are no skulls, there are no skeletons here. If you come here for that reason, you will be wasting your time. I've hiked days in here and nothing, absolutely nothing. This is a real good hike to get away from it all and to get away from the crowds. It's no secret. This hike, I'm not going to keep this one secret. But the reason it's a good one to get away from the crowds is this isn't the most photogenic part of Valley of Fire. Very few people will come to Valley of Fire and then hike this area. The only ones that would be geologists that realize that this is Cretaceous. Nobody else would. The dinosaurs that was here, there was garfish that remain unchanged to this day, turtles, all kinds of stuff in the water. It was fresh water flooding down from where the camera is pointed. You'd be looking like at the Andes. You'd be like at the base of the Andes. And this basin, all of this whole area was subsiding, and the Andes were coming towards you, flooding down the material into this area. So the animals were Tyrannosaurus rex and all the other tyrannosaurs. Like I said, the turtles, garfish, stuff like that. So the other thing is that you view this video now and you see like a desert environment. Well, it wasn't a desert then, it was wet. It wasn't really tropical. It wasn't warm, steamy, tropical like Carboniferous. But this whole area was wet. That's why all this is flood deposits. It was little swampy areas, rivers overflowing the banks, floodplains. And also the thickness of the willow tank, Cretaceous. You can see right here, here's a couple hundred feet thickness. Of course, you'd be going, the distance would be this way because, see, everything is tilted. But a couple hundred feet easily in places. This is the first time I'm taking this route that I'm taking. See the gravel? You got a picture like you're a scuba diver and you're like, what, 6-10 feet underwater in rivers and lakes, and this stuff is flooding in. You have to visualize that. See the gravel? You can tell how strong the outburst floods were by the size of the gravel. Sometimes it will have trees and stuff that got washed down, but not really so much in this area. Also, this area had reducing fluids go through it afterwards. And so you'll see a lot of these stripes, this colored sand. You know, there's some neat features here. I won't torture you. I'll throw in some scenery stuff. You know, there's some neat stuff. But, you know, that's not really the point of this video. This is like for geologists. See here, I've got Cretaceous to the left of me, Cretaceous to the right, combined with Indians all over the place, not even 200 years ago. You think I walk along and this stuff down here that I don't look? You better believe I do. But you can't inspect every little thing. You'll be staring at the ground all day. You know, but yeah, I keep my eyes open. Could be an arrowhead, could be a jawbone. See, right up above there is where I come down the last 2 or 3 times. That's right where I was, and then looking down into the wash. Well, now I'm in the wash. Okay, this wash that I'm coming down, the one I've been coming down since the beginning of the hike, the beginning of the video. This is the wash where I slept in it, where you go around the mountain kinda, and then you come to the 8-foot section and you have to climb it. Well, that's what this wash is. It cuts across. It cuts across the road right up here, and then it goes down. That's the way I'm going to take. I'm going to take this all the way down to Dinosaur Wash, to Bone Wash. I'm not going to go up the road. See, the road cut is right over there. Well, it's barely hidden from view because I'm down in the ravine, but the road that goes up, I'm not even going to take that way. So, just for reference, the reason I talk explaining the stuff that I do is because some people see these videos that know where I am. Other people, you might be happening upon it and you don't know what I'm talking about. I want to point out that I'm kind of taking the shortcut now, and so I've passed out of Cretaceous and now I'm into Navajo Jurassic sandstone. See how it's all one thing? You know, there's just no comparison. It does not look like Willow Tank at all. So this red stuff, this is you know, the sandstone of the Southwest. This Willow Tank, when I'm in the Cretaceous, that's barely hanging on in a few spots here in Valley of Fire. So that Cretaceous is here. That's pretty important. But you see the sand? Let me do a zoom test. See that second jump? That was digital zoom. See, I'm already up on the spot where I slept and where I climb up. I didn't even recognize it because, see, this time I'm going down the opposite way, and so you don't recognize things, because the other times I was looking at this, that view. Well, now I'm looking at this view, and so here I come upon it and I didn't even realize it. But so I slept right there. Of course, when I did, it wasn't all lit up. It was in the shade. I'm looking back up the ravine. Back up there is where I just climbed down that little 8-foot, 6-foot section where I had slept up above in a little cave. So now I'm headed down towards Dinosaur Valley. Whoop! See this? Ooh. I just kind of wanted to show this little slot canyon. These things here, they will rip you apart. These aren't that bad. They're not that sharp. But I mean, you get the idea. See, you could see this isn't Cretaceous. I just want to show some of these concretions, Indian marbles, whatever you want to call them. But I'll tell you this, when you talk to someone that claims they know all the answers, how they form, oh, there's a piece of hematite in there and it did this and it acted as a seed. Yeah, don't let anybody convince you that they have all the answers. These things, they still debate how they form. I like this one. Okay, listen up. This is a complex area. I'm coming down the wash. I'm arriving to the willow tank. There it is. Willow tank. Okay, listen up. This is a complex area. I'm arriving down the wash to the willow tank. The willow tank formation is a Cretaceous. It rides on the back. In other words, the top of the Navajo sandstone. The Navajo sandstone was being eroded away when the willow tank started happening. Okay, so I think this is the transition. It was starting to flood down, and this is the interface. See how it's going back to what looks like flood stuff, and then sure enough, here's this conglomerate, and so right there, I think that's the eroded surface of the sandstone that was sitting there when this started washing down upon it. So, in other words, I think this is the first layer of the willow tank. I won't know until I do more research. But see this nice conglomerate? I think that's the very first layer of willow tank. We'll see. I could be full of crap. If I am, I just won't use this clip. You won't even see it. No, I'm sure of it. Look at this. Look at these nice flood sands and gravel. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Look at that. And no, that's not recent. Yeah, I'm positive. Somewhat. See? You bet. And those layers of what I call dinosaur ridge, and this is dinosaur wash I'm coming up on, or bone wash. To me, I perceive those to be volcanic ash. You know, flooded down but heavy with volcanic ash. Maybe some geologist out there knows and can say. Okay, this is Cretaceous, and you see those layers. Now supposedly they're river deposits, lake deposits, but to me that's heavy with ash, right? Does somebody know? You know, it looks like chinley. But to me, I strongly feel that that's ash. And it's known that there was volcanic activity at the time. Okay, I'm in the Valley of Bones. There's that for reference. I think that material there, that's heavy with dinosaurs. There's just no doubt about it. Okay, but anyway, there's the wash I followed all the way down. There's where I come out. I've gone up it a couple of times, and where I climb up, but I just come out there, and you come down into the Valley of Bones, and now I'm going to head back up to take the shortcut and other crap. That way, when I do videos, you know where I'm at. This is a better shot of what I perceive to be volcanic ash. You know, it's got to be. Here's some up close. Now, this down here, you know, it does look like anhydrite, you know, gypsum. And it probably does have some in. Here's some, you know, up close, and there's the darker stuff. But the reason it's so important to know what this stuff is because since it's in Cretaceous, that these colors and the layers, it's important to know what they are to identify them. So, in other words, these are, 80 million. Okay, this I think of it as kind of the grand gallery. You know, kind of like if you come up here, it's kind of an amphitheater, kind of a goal. Camera pointed north. And right up there on the, see the top of that bluff up there? I've been up there. I stood there and took pictures and videos looking towards where I'm standing now. That's why I came here where I'm at. But all this is Cretaceous. All of it. Oh, and there's Silica Dome for reference. The one in the back. But anyway, this one here, boy, I'll tell you, I bet I could go up there and push that thing over. That's sitting on what, 20 degrees, 20-degree angle. Nothing is holding it. I wouldn't be below it. I honestly wouldn't. But I've climbed right by it and right past it, and then come down over here, and then worked my way. You know, I've been all over up in here, where you're looking. Now I'm going to go up there further where I was the other day and take some pictures. It's even neater up there. There's Silica Dome. Anyway, I'm up above looking out over the Grand Gallery, whatever you want to call it. But all of this is Cretaceous. Everything that you see is Cretaceous, except that you see that red sandstone way in the background? Not that. But everything else is Cretaceous. Looking north, and like I say, I've been up on top there walking along. When I first worked my way in, I was up on top looking out over where I am now. But there, you know, there's some neat features, and there's cool rocks and stuff laying all over the ground. The mine area and that steam shovel and the canyon, the deep canyon with the pool of water is right over there. It's hidden from view, but that's where I'm pointing the camera. Right over there, you can actually, if you know where to look in the video, you can actually see some of the mine roads. It's flat. See, it looks like the land is flat. That's actually bulldozed mining area. The mesa is over there, but it's hidden from view. There's Silica Dome again. The van is parked right. Let's see. Oh, there. You can't see it, but I can see the building, the outhouse. Echo. Okay, that's it. Now I'm pointed towards the mine area for reference. I climbed up the hill here, you know, because I was almost up there anyway. I wanted to see what was up here. So there's a view of Bone Wash. From up above. There's Silica Dome. In other words, I'm up on top of the mountain ridge. So, you know, now that I'm up here, yeah, of course I'm going to work my way along the top. You bet I am. I'll go down the other side and then come back up the wash. And there's the road. Remember, I'm looking south. There's the road that you walk down and you come out into the wash. And then here's the whatchamacallit over there. Okay, I'm gonna work my way along. Okay, there's the junction where the shortcut wash joins up with dinosaur wash, with bone wash. That's the one, the wash in the background there, that's the one where you go up and then you climb up about 10 feet and where I slept. In other words, it goes around, it bypasses this hill here, this hill. That's the way I came down today, was down there. Okay, now this is a shortcut to the amphitheater. That. If you take the one route, there's where you come down the hill from the road cut. And then you come down the wash and then you go up this one that's hidden. It's hidden where you climb up. And then that wash there actually is the way to go to the amphitheater. So I'll call that the shortcut. It's not actually the shortcut, that's actually the way to get up there. That is the route I took, but I forgot it. After a week or so, I forgot how I got in there.